Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news. This weekend we will see the return of Brian Ortega to the octagon as he competes against Yair Rodriguez in the main event of UFC's Fight Night card in Long Island. Ortega and Yair both recently joined ESPN MMA to give their thoughts on the upcoming fight. Ortega had this to say.
It sucked, man. It sucked. It was, they called me and they told me, hey man, we got your next opponent. And then my first thing was like, is there anyone else? And they're like, what do you mean? Like, they thought that I was being scared or something. I go, nah, man, it's just not someone that I'm trying to fight with. They go, well, like, it's already like said and done, man. You guys got to do it. And I was like, all right, let's do it. We don't have a choice. So that was it. That was the decision that was made. And we met, I want to say briefly first when I fought Frankie, and he was talking to Heidi, and I was talking to Heidi too, and I was like, hey man, get away from my girl, like just joking around, and he's like, nah, like he just started laughing, and then he said good luck to me and everything, and he wished me well, which is something that fighters don't usually do in my division.
Yair Rodriguez then gave his thoughts on the fight.
Yeah, I think it's like Brian said, it's a fight that we take. We really had to. We had the opportunity to hang out a couple of times before in Vegas, in Mexico City. He attended one of my fights. He was supporting there. He was supporting me when I was about to fight Jeremy Stevens. I was there for when he fought Volkanovski as well. I was supporting him, rooting for him, and we had the opportunity to have a race together. We raced in the desert. And, it was real cool. Having the opportunity to hang with him a little more and getting to know each other better. And we actually talked a bit about it. And what was said was, it was like he told me, hey man, I know that because we're kind of Mexican, same country, and we kind of hang out or whatever. It's gonna be difficult if we have to face each other one day, but that may happen. And I remember real well when he said that like we wouldn't like to fight each other unless we really had to. And this time we really, if we want to have an opportunity for the belt, this is something that really has to happen.
What do you guys think about this matchup? It's certainly a breath of fresh air to see two fighters who respect each other to this degree about to go toe-to-toe in the cage. Who do you think will come out on top? Beneil Dariush has been on the sidelines for over a year due to injury. Recently, he gave his opinion on the lightweight division and who he believes Charles OIliveria should fight next.
Let me ask you this, Beneil Dariush. If you were Charles OIliveria, right, and you had essentially your pick of what to do next, the bag against Conor, right, the legacy fight against Islam Makhachev, or a champ fight against Alexander Volkanovski, how would you play that hand, Beneil?
Bro, I would fight contenders. I would not be calling out McGregor. That's for sure. Because, you're a champion. What do champions do? They fight contenders. There's no way around it. Like, the fact that he's asking for Conor, this seems ridiculous. And I just don't get it. I don't get why they're trying to, or why he's trying to do this right now of all times.
Well, I mean, you get it from the standpoint that it's money-oriented, right? It's money-driven.
Right, but what I'm saying is Conor hasn't won a fight in a long time. His last fight weren't for titles. It wasn't like he got free title shots. Conor doesn't get free title shots. He just has to, it's nearly free. If he wins one fight, he's going to get a title shot for sure. But he hasn't won that one fight. When was the last time he won? Was it 2016 or 2017? Right. That was at 172, right? It wasn't at 155.
Oh, I think you're right. I think it was at 170.
So at 70, I don't remember the last time he won a fight at 70. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't make sense to make that fight right now. It just doesn't.
What do you guys think? Is Dariush correct in saying that the fight between Oliveria and McGregor doesn't make any sense right now? And should he aim to capture the lightweight title? Chael Sonnen recently took to YouTube to give his opinion on Kamaru Usman's decision to move up 2 weight classes in an attempt to do something which has never been accomplished in UFC history.
What is this about? Now, the fight is massive problems. massive problems that Usman is smart enough to know and see, such as Dana's not going to make it. No, here, we're going to talk Dana into it. Okay, great. But listen to what you're asking Dana to do. He's going to put his pound-for-pound king against the 205-pound champion. If the 70-pound king defeats 205, he's going to leave. Usman's already talked about that. I'm just going to pop up and grab the strap and go. You've now left 205 in shambles. I mean, you really have. There will just be a perception. We all understand, as smart hardcore fans, that would be an interesting match, but nobody else does. You're going to have a 70-pounder that just took out your 205-pounder, vacated the belt. Whoever comes and fights for it's going to have an asterisk. Yeah, you're champion as long as Usman stays home. Or what if it goes the other side? What if Prochazka puts his foot down and cleans him up? Do you think Prochazka's going to get any credit for beating a 170-pounder? I mean, I'm stating the obvious for you guys, right? There was nothing intelligent or nothing that wasn't very clear that I'm saying, but Usman is smart enough to know all of these things, and he's still doing it.
Nate Diaz has been vocal in recent months about his desire to end his UFC contract after his next fight, and while he has mentioned multiple opponents, nothing has come to fruition. He was vocal about fighting Khamzat back in May and tweeted, "I've been trying to fight for a year and months. I also tried to fight Khamzat for the last month and a half, but he was hurt, had visa issues, overweight, and now he's off getting married instead of fighting. I'm trying to get a fight with a real fighter ASAP, July." This is something he again brought up in a recent interview with Ariel Helwani, where he says the UFC asked him if he would take a fight against Khamzat, and he accepted. Shortly after this interview, Khamzat took to Twitter and posts, "Nate Diaz, I only have one UFC fight left. I want out of my contract." Then the UFC's reply is an open coffin with Khamzat closing it. What do you guys think? While it doesn't seem likely now, if these two went up against each other in the octagon, what would happen? Davis and Figueiredo recently revealed he has fired his manager, Walid Ismail, and hired Uriah Faber as his replacement. Figueiredo states he parted ways with Ismail after a dispute about how much money he was being paid by the UFC. Figueiredo states, "Our disagreement was based on numbers. When I was champion and fought Moreno at UFC 263, my purse was $200,000 to show, plus $100,000 to win, plus pay-per-view points." Figueiredo went on to say, "In the third fight at UFC 270, when I regained my belt, it was $100,000 plus $100,000 to win. That's not a champion's purse. I called Walid and apologized to him for some bad stuff I said to the press when I was angry, but we parted ways." Walid Ismail has recently replied to Figueiredo's comment and has accused Figueiredo of lying about what really happened. In a recent interview, he had this to say, "This vagabond has become shameless. First he lied saying that I hadn't warned him about the interim belt. He told me he didn't care. Then he apologized to me for lying. Now he's telling another lie." Ismail also went after Figueiredo on Twitter saying, "When Davison lost the belt, he received almost $1 million with the gain in the pay-per-view. Never a flyweight had received percentage in the pay-per-view. Don't repeat the same of those who don't tell the truth. Show me a flyweight fighter who made more money than this ungrateful Figgy." Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, please like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.